Issac Cruz is one of the most game and battle-ready fighters in the sport of boxing today. But even the best fighters on the planet sometimes come up against a challenge that they underestimated, someone who pushes them further than expected. And in those bouts, we often get a chance to see what these warriors are truly made of, because as soon as you start buying into your own hype, that's when you can find yourself in trouble. It's not that Cruz was overlooking Angel Fiero, but there's no doubt that he was shocked by the fight he ended up getting. His preparation had never been in question, but his confidence might have been a little too high. All of a sudden, an unlikely contender was about to teach him just how quickly everything can come into doubt. The weigh-in stare-down told its own story, elevating the stakes to a different level. These two warriors had a look in their eyes that seemed to indicate that they were ready for anything in the ring. And for Pitbull Cruz, in order to take home this important win, he would be forced to dig way, way deeper than he ever could have expected. Remember, if you want to help support the channel, be sure to use your hype feature. Pitbull is known for his aggression in the ring, and his ability to batter his opponents down was getting more and more attention.
Takes the shot, still standing, referee intervenes! Mamma mia! Issac Cruz has done it!
There was no denying his status as one of the most game and deadly fighters in his division, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. After tasting defeat and getting exposed to some degree in his last fight, the pressure was on Pitbull Cruz to bounce back. Angel Fiero had proven that he was a dangerous puncher with a durable chin. The question was whether he would be able to find Cruz's off switch. Little did we know just how competitive this would be. Issac Cruz versus Angel Fiero. Sometimes a fight doesn't really reveal all of its secrets on paper. In this case, we had absolutely no idea what to expect coming in. Many Pitbull fans believed that this was little more than a rebound fight after his recent loss, but our expectations were about to be totally subverted. This fight was gearing up to be a modern classic. In the first round, we saw some classic Issac Cruz pressure, as he attempted to assert himself on the contest as soon as it began.
A lot more coming up later this month, and here we go.
Buckle your seatbelts for this one.
No process, Abner.
No, as he told us, I'm going to go full force, straight ahead, and he said it's going to come down to who's better conditioned with the way Pitbull's unloading power shots.
I believe the jab will be ignored so much that it will develop issues in this fight, you guys. And yet, if Issac Cruz were to establish an up and down jab, Issac Cruz is all about one gear forward.
Yeah, I like that. That's what makes it so hard to be hit. Tank Davis and land punches as well. He's a small guy. Bends those knees. He gets in low. Speaking of Cruz.
To the body. For as big as Fiero is, you see the height advantage. We never expected that to be part of his game plan, and it's not toe fighting.
Oh, beautiful right hand from Cruz. That's an uppercut, a straight punch.
He comes to fight, Abner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he possesses power in both hands.
But again, he's getting this round, and already Cruz has thrown 64 punch 59. Brian.
Really
right hook by Cruz.
That Mexican fan base has long been the backbone. And you heard that ovation for Pitbull with letting it go early on.
Fiero counters with a combination upstairs. Wow, man.
In the second round, Fiero attempted to fight back against the constant forward movement of Cruz, but so far, he was struggling to keep his opponent off him.
42 of 72, while Fiero, 24 of 78. It was Cruz doubling him up in connections.
Big left hook from Cruz there again.
Another left hook upstairs by Cruz.
And I was just going to say that what Fiero did in the last second, which was counterpunch. Use that jab and counterpunch. Wait for Cruz to make mistakes.
Almost half of Cruz's power connects. World body punches. Cruz going up again. Just stalking the second. Oh, almost punched by Cruz and big right hand upstairs.
That was definitely the definition of a bolo punch, how he threw it.
Fiero's taking his power shots well, though. Look, this is a Tijuana kid. He's had Eric Morales as a mentor. Point Morales trained him, and you have to understand, these are the fights Fiero prefers to be in.
Left hook power behind his punches.
Beautifully placed right by Cruz. Again, he takes one or two to place four.
At the top of the telecast of Mexican style of boxing, the willingness to take one.
That's a good one. Oh!
You gotta love the combination punching to Fiero.
And there's a jab.
The overhand rates from Cruz are just there, just pulling straight back.
Oh, combination by Fiero backing up. That might have been his best combination of the fight.
In round 3, the script for how this fight was supposed to play out was thrown out the window. Fiero was about to have a huge moment.
Some wide combinations as well.
Defensive base after throwing it. Cruz is gonna time him all night with that hook.
Yeah, he's trying to counter punch Fiero, but he has a response after a combination from Fiero.
Cruz continues to walk down Fiero. Goes to the body. Uppercut on the inside. Cruz.
And those are the inside punches that the corner was asking for.
Nice 1-2 through the guard. Fiero, like Brian said, there's a fewer and farther between here. There's a right uppercut by Fiero, able to on his back foot. And this is where Cruz wants his opponent. Feeling the pressure, both physically and mentally.
Indeed. Still believed, though, coming in that he could outlast Cruz in this fight. He trained Eds to keep Cruz off of him.
Yeah, he talked about that conditioning. He's been saying it, and he's going to need it.
It's because of this honest, aggressive style.
Coming up on the midway point of the third, and there's a wild punch with the right hand. But to really get set because of that pressure. And there gets clipped with a to utilize lateral movement. The wave of the Cruz attack. He is in cruise control, but that doesn't mean that he's just taking it easy. Cruise control means it's a completely different thing when it's Issac Pitbull Cruz.
Cruz is not even giving him a chance to by crowding him with those short hooks inside. Corner and urging him to take advantage here.
Uppercuts aplenty. What an exchange. What a round. Viva Mexico!
All of a sudden, Fiero didn't look lost in there with Pitbull, and now, both men seemed to understand that they had a real fight on their hands.
All right, round number 4 and round 3. Fiero has outlanded Cruz. That Fiero got off the canvas twice in the against Alberto Machado, but now he's beginning to turn.
Definitely is. We talked about the conditioning, the willingness, the heart, and obviously both fighters show it.
Not that great, but big huevos, okay, on both sides of the ring.
Yeah, he does. He's a smaller guy, always leading with the head. The distance. And he's right.
By Cruz.
You wonder whether those body shots could eventually slow.
But be careful, because every time that Cruz, he creates an opening for the uppercut, for the inside punches.
Already combined to throw 500 punches. Cruz outlaid 107 to 85, but we've seen Fiero, especially in that last round with the first round that lose, and right now hanging tough with him here in the 4th grade.
Well, it's hard to compare Fiero.
Oh, wow!
It's hard to compare Fiero to Hall of Fame Morales, but one thing about Erik Morales, when you hit him,
when Guerrero will hit him, he'll come back with a combination of his own. And that's what we're seeing tonight against these two fighters.
To the body, Fiero goes upstairs with a combination. Punches in bunches. Many of them landing flush.
Well, let them cook, Mo, let them cook.
The counter-punching that Fiero was displaying was a consistent problem for Cruz, but he still fought on, proving his adaptability as he tried to figure out this riddle.
The stats are growing exponentially, and they continue to invest to the body to record the knockout. Both of them want this before the final bell.
See that his body attack this round from Pitbull, but he's getting countered with the right arrow.
There was a good right hand upstairs by Pitbull. Leads what the Benavides does, and went downstairs with a left hook to the liver. Right uppercut misses for Cruz. Nice combination from Fiero.
Really good. Overhand right from Fiero as well.
Pitbull landed a career best 39 power shots in round 1, and his power connects to 18 only in round 4, Brian.
He's working his way back into the fight. He's got the respect of Cruz. And this is becoming the mano-a-mano fight we all signed up for.
We talk about styles making fights, but Cruz, he landed 114 punches through 4 rounds. Against Valenzuela, he landed 118 total, you guys. Fiero corralled him in the corner momentarily.
You can tell that Wonder how long he's gonna last, you know, throwing those punches. Is he gonna tire out?
Now there's for Cruz upstairs. Fiero beginning to miss, but getting to counter right hand just misses for Fiero. Leads with the right hook and scores upstairs. There's a clipping right hand by Cruz. Cruz just 25 years old. Fiero just 26 yet to enter their physical primes, but we know those primes don't last long.
Especially when someone like Pitbull turning pro at age 16.
All of a sudden, what was intended as a layup for Pitbull after his recent loss was becoming one of the hardest fights of his entire career.
Percent of your power punches, it's a great night. Cruz is landing 53% of his power punches, a sensation thus far for the diminutive Dynamo. Unofficial score, Larry Hazard has Fiero trailing by 3 points.
Putting pressure now in this round, Fiero. Despite him taking, now it's him trying to move Cruz back.
Fiero just doesn't go away as he turns the tables on Pitbull here.
Pitbull on the ropes momentarily. The jab from Fiero, long distance, and trying to establish the proper range for Fiero with that reach advantage, mid-range.
Well, we questioned, is it a reach advantage if you don't use it? Inches, you're seeing a little bit of that as he fights from mid-distances.
But he's still in distance to eat the counter from the guy with the reach disadvantage. There's a couple of left hooks, make that 3-4, and Fiero unloading the left hand just in the nick of time to block that right from Cruz. Getting a little wild for Issac Pitbull Cruz here in the 6th as we begin the second half of this 10-rounder at 140. For the commemorative Aztec Warrior belt, we got a couple tonight.
Do we ever? And speaking of guerreros, Fiero kind of resembles but Morales. You thought he's moving his hands as well. He resembles Morales, no doubt.
Same exact skill set, but he certainly brings that power, that ferociousness, and this is some of Fiero's best work since round 3 when he rallied to take that from Cruz.
Right uppercut. Great step. A minute left here in the 6th. Rest in power, my man. Fiero, that's for sure. Conditioning is... I was talking to a trainer, didn't want to be identified. You know what would really help Cruz if he would list and throw punches once in a while instead of just squaring up and coming forward. But I mean, hey, he is there and it tastes pretty good for Cruz thus far in his career. Less than 30 seconds left here in the 6th.
There's always room for improvement, but if it works, keep doing it. And so far, it's always worked for Cruz.
Good round here.
Another great round of action. Cruz versus Mexican pitched battle.
Fiero just didn't seem to be fearing the punching power of Cruz quite as much as he was in the rounds before.
Cruz, he said, this is the second half of the fight. Push him back now. It's your turn. Push him back.
Fiero landed him 77 punches compared to Cruz's 60, but man, Cruz has a huge advantage when it comes to body shots, Brian.
No question about it. He made that
Another offense here in the 7th. A minute left.
Good body shot there from Cruz.
Nice. Another body shot. The combination, much to the consternation of Fiero's corner, saying, come on, that was on the belt line.
That was good.
Double jab from Fiero right up. Wow, is that a jab from Cruz?
I think that was allowed in this fight.
There's a counter right hand that landed for Fiero.
Interesting, though, Fiero overlooked him. You know, there were rumors that talked of a possible Ryan Garcia fight. He felt he'd been overlooked, and he's fighting that way up to this point.
It's a good person, he said.
Both men were showing some pretty incredible endurance here, walking through each other's shots like they were nothing.
Begin round 8, Fiero has landed more punches against Pitbull, 154 and counting, than any previous Pitbull opponent in his 12 previous fights, tracked by CompuBox. The previous high was 153. By the way, this is just round 8, scheduled for 10. Cruz wanted a fight.
Remember, this is Cruz's bounce back from that Valenzuela fight. He wanted to send a big message. He may be getting an edge when it comes to rounds, but Fiero just isn't going anywhere.
And he's closing the gap in terms of total
I saw
connection.
Fiero fight, and I said, you know what? This is tailor-made for Cruz.
And it is. Sanctioning bodies give out belts like Costco gives out food samples, but in terms of the commemorative Aztec Warrior Championship belt, especially when you honor a guy like Israel Vasquez, and from Vasquez and Rafael Marquez, maybe the greatest trilogy that I've ever witnessed. I know there was a quadrology there, but in this fight, these two are living up to the symbolism of that belt, Brian.
And no doubt, this was about honoring the Mexican and some at this point.
Wow, great body work. We get great fight. Great body work from Cruz right there.
If you notice, every time Cruz lands a big Fiero, you have to wonder how the judges are going to be scoring these exchanges.
Final minute of the way their attempts to hit those keys as they're in the comment section. No, of course not. Have already crashed. They've combined to throw over 1,000 punches. And we have yet to hit round 9. Oh, the left hook lands for Cruz upstairs. Fiero continues to throw back.
Every straight punch that Fiero threw landed.
By round 9, these two were still proving that they had some gas in the tank, and that they were determined to use it all by the end of round 10.
Rest in peace, Michael Katz, but there is no peace between Cruz and Fiero. Round 9, and in the last round, guys, you ready for this?
Remember, Cruz got off to a very aggressive start. Will that slow him down at the end? It doesn't look like it at this point.
No, he's always going to be trying, speaking of Cruz, always pushing forward. Again, not the same relentless from Cruz.
Total punches through 9 rounds, Fiero and Cruz. Cruz has landed 202 of 502, so he has the edge in total punches landed. And of course, in boxing, every round scored individually. 10-point must system. There's a hook that lands upstairs for Cruz. Well, at the weigh-in, they stared into each other's souls. We are watching them try to steal each other's souls in this scintillating scrap. Wow, lead left hook by Cruz catches the chin.
Whether or not Fiero can ultimately pull off this upset, from the very beginning when this fight was announced, he's acted like he belongs in this ring across from Cruz. Give and take. Big left hand.
Oh, big left hand and the big right hand by Cruz. And now they're just standing in front of each other, swinging with bad intentions. Oh, he gets clipped, but still standing. Let's listen to this crowd. Coming up on the final 3 minutes of what has definitely lived up to the hype. Hype, can you say Fight of the Year candidate? I knew you could.
Who knows how the judges were seeing this one? For Pitbull, he really needed to end strong though.
For the 10th and final round, Issac Cruz.
Last round with those big counter left hooks. Fiero still leaving that right hand in the exchanges.
And Fiero is coming on in the second half of this fight, guys. He is now officially ahead on Larry Hazard's scorecard.
Is he ever? He's closing this fight. He's closing this. My God, what a fight.
High drama as anticipated.
Look at this. Big left hand from Cruz once again.
Uppercut by Fiero, overextending there. But see when he gets close, Cruz is landing. Cruz's hands are down.
Fiero still looks like the fighter here.
He does, throwing a lot more, landing a lot more. Fiero in this round, pushing Cruz back.
Any time is the right time for a Wu-Tang Clan reference. These two are bringing the ruckus. Cruz launching an attack. A visceral display of courage, skill, and determination that defines the essence of not only Mexican boxing, but boxing, period, full stop. Viva Mexico! Viva Issac Cruz! And Angel!
Win, lose, or draw, this was a clear Fight of the Year contender, and in many ways it was a breakout performance for Fiero. but the win could only be awarded in one direction, and no matter what, it would be close. It was the type of opponent that Cruz really needed to face, a test that came out of left field, challenging him in ways he never expected. In the end, he did just enough to earn a hard-fought victory. But what do you think of this violent young talent? And what do you think 2026 holds for him inside the ring? Let us know your thoughts, opinions, and hot takes in the comments below.